Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to a new video. My name is Evelyn Barta, and those of you that have been already on my channel, welcome back. Those of you that are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm really glad that you are here. So today I'm back with a new guidance, a new channel message, and this time from the Arcturians. And I connected to the Arcturians 2 nights ago, and I was supposed to record this video yesterday to share the message with you, but it was very difficult for me to find the right time to do that and to be on a high vibrational frequency in order to deliver these messages, and also to be able to receive those messages, obviously, and then to be able to deliver them. It feels like it's been ages that I haven't recorded a new video. It was actually 1 week ago. So after receiving this message from the Arcturians 2 nights ago, I wanted to connect to them and to ask for like a follow-up if there's anything else that they would like to deliver, any other message. And then the Pleiadians came through, and sometimes they just take over. So I was like, okay. And then the Pleiadians delivered like a small message as well, which I'm going to read as well for you as an addition. And yeah, there are a couple of things that I would like to talk about in today's video. And one of them is something that I've been thinking of a lot this weekend. And I received some messages from different sources related to the same topic. And it's been in my mind really like these days. And I said, I need to talk about this in today's video. I kind of covered this topic already in my previous videos, like partially, but I didn't get into it maybe too deeply because I didn't want this fear-mongering, doomsday, whatever topic to be born from this discussion. But it is very related to the second part of August and whatever is coming. So I already mentioned in my previous videos that I do have this feeling of something is approaching, that we are very close to experience something. There is a silence before the storm. There's a silence before something is starting to happen. And there is a lot of this chaotic energy that is very hard to navigate for many people, including myself. But there are some astrological aspects that I think are super important when it comes to the second part of August. One of these astrological events is the full moon, the blue moon in Aquarius, which will happen on the 22nd of August, which I'm going to make another video about, a separate video about, and I'm planning to make it this weekend. So I don't want to get into that very deeply now because I will talk about that in my next video. And the other one, which is a super important astrological event in my opinion, is the fact that there are loads of planets which are retrograde at the moment, and Uranus will start to go retrograde on the 20th. So first of all, we have to think about the fact that Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, and we knew that this year is going to be represented by this birth of this new Aquarian age. So we knew that this will be the theme of 2021, and it will continue to be until 2022. So Uranus will be in retrograde from the 20th of August until January 2022. So it's moving quite slow. And the reason why I wanted to bring up Uranus and the fact that it's retrograde is because Uranus is the ruler of technology, of new innovations, of the future, and it has a very eruptive and sudden energy. So it might bring some changes that are unexpected, that might be shocking for many of us on a personal level, but then also on a collective level as well. And this is really important and interesting because this weekend I have come across some information about some future events that might affect humanity. And one of them is blackouts. Blackouts in terms of electricity, so like a cutout of electricity, or might be a cutout of the internet as well. And I already talked about this in one of my videos, that I think in January or February there was an incident in my flat where there was a little interruption of electricity. It didn't really affect me, but it started a train of thoughts regarding blackouts to cutouts. And I started to play with the thought that we don't have internet and how that would affect society and the current state of the society and the businesses, and the fact that we are relying so much on technology in our everyday life. It is a lifestyle for us, not only a lifestyle, but our survival, we believe, that depends on technology and on the internet. And then I went further with this thought, and I started to think about what if we don't have electricity and there's a complete blackout on a global level, and how would that affect our food supply as well? Everything, the whole economy and everything that we have relied upon for hundreds of years would just fall apart in a day if there's a sudden change that is coming. What I'm trying to say is not that we have to get into these doomsday whatever theories. I'm just trying to say that the current astrological events and the position of certain planets is supporting a possible solar flare that will happen as a natural occurrence, as a natural disaster, so to speak. And Uranus, because it's very, very dominant when it comes to technology and it rules technology, and because of its eruptive nature, combined with the full moon that is happening on the 22nd of August. So these two energies might support a possible cyber attack. Now, I'm not saying that this will happen, we don't know. And I was trying to get as much information from the Arcturians about a possible event like this. But all I can say that there are many, many timelines that are currently available to us. And from what I feel now intuitively, and many, many of us, how they feel intuitively right now, is indicating that we are very close to sleep in one of those timelines where any of these events happen. And let's not forget that this universe is built on balance. And humanity reached the point where things are so imbalanced. We are so depending on the grid, on technology when it comes to our everyday lives. And we are so ignoring the fact that we have nature, and we are so not using those resources, those natural resources that we have. And our natural capabilities as well, psychic capabilities, that things went so far from our divine nature that something needs to happen in order to bring back things into balance, like the pendulum swing. When something reaches an extreme point, in order to be balanced and to come back to the middle, there's something else that needs to happen that is representing the opposite extreme. So it's like a counter force that will make things to balanced again. And we went so far from our divine nature, from our capabilities of telepathy, of communicating with each other, and we solely used the internet and this grid for communication with each other. So we don't know what is going to happen exactly. We don't know if it's going to be fabricated or a natural event. All I'm saying is that there is a possibility from the position of the planets and from the energies that are available right now to support this event. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is Gaia. The fact that Gaia as well is going through an awakening process just as us. I already asked the Pleiadians about these natural disasters that are taking place, and I made a video about them. If you haven't watched it yet, you can watch it. It's called The Pleiadians Are Talking About Natural Disasters or something like that. I can link it there as well if you want to watch it. And they were saying that planet Earth is healing at the moment. And if we think about planet Earth as a sentient being and as an entity that is also shifting from one density consciousness to the next density consciousness, then it will go through the dark night of the soul, so to speak, that will be a catalyst for her awakening. And as we are awakening to our truth and we are ascending collectively, Gaia is ascending as well. So the energies of the collective are affecting Gaia, and the energies of Gaia are affecting the collective as well. In order for planet Earth to shift from one density consciousness to the next density consciousness, has to close some karmic cycles as well, just as us. So think about for how long planet Earth has been abused by people, has not been respected. Just as us, as a human being, if you are enduring a lot of abuse from someone, at some point, you will stand up for yourself and you will release that pain that has been inside of you and has been caused by many people and by yourself as well, because you let those things to happen. So every healing process requires a releasing of old energies, releasing of old toxins, and the integration of certain energies in order to move from one density to the next density. We can think about the different layers that Gaia has as well, and that she has her energetic system as well. So she does have her chakra system just as us. And there's an integration needed for that chakra system as well. And hence why there are so many natural disasters that are taking place at the moment on the physical outer layer of Gaia. And they will continue to take place next year, and I believe in the upcoming years as well. And the information that I received from the Galactic Federation in one of my previous channeling sessions was that this integration, so to speak, on a collective level as well, and probably including Gaia as well and our personal lives as well, will be balanced, kind of ended, completed in between 2025 and 2028. So timelines are flexible and nothing is set in stone, I will say again, and we can slip into a new timeline anytime, and things can accelerate or things can slow down a little bit. So there might be a little gap, but this is what the information was that I received from the GFL. And I have been thinking about these natural disasters and nature and Gaia this weekend a lot, and what might happen. And when I was back from my little trip on Sunday, then I was asking Spirit to give me a visual representation of nature and what are the energies that are dominant this month and until the end of the year. So I wanted some guidance, visual guidance, because I'm not clairvoyant, I'm claircognizant, so I don't see images when I channel. I did ask them to show me images through an oracle deck, and they showed me 2 cards. So I pulled 2 cards from that oracle deck, and one of them was fire. So it's security on the card, but I was specifically asking for the visual representation. And the other one was water. So a lot of water. And I thought it was very interesting, this card with water, because there's a lot of water there, and you don't see any land. You don't see the land at all. And those animals look like they are migrating, so they are moving from one place to the other, hence why it's called voyage, so it's traveling. And you can see the full moon there. So it's the moon which can, for me, indicate and mean that something might happen related to water around the full moon. And the other card, which is the one with the fire that I showed you, what is interesting for me there, that you can see some drawings on a cave that for me represents, you know, that ancient drawings that were related to extraterrestrials and that higher consciousness that these beings are representing. And then you can also see the sky and different planets and different stars there. So it might have some meaning when it comes to disclosure as well to different extraterrestrial species and our awareness as a collective about these species. So I thought it was very interesting and to share this information with you and these cards. Now it's really open to interpretation. But what I also wanted to suggest everyone and kind of advise everyone of is to get prepared for anything that is coming. And we know that there's a catalyst that has to happen in order for us to awaken as a society even more and to go back to our divine essence. And you know, this thing with preparation, some time ago I would consider that if I start to prepare for the worst case scenario and I start to think about it, that I'm going to bring those experiences into my life, so I'm going to attract those experiences. However, in the past few months, few weeks, I have been constantly receiving intuitive messages and synchronicities about something approaching. And I think it doesn't hurt anyone if they start preparing, like in terms of food supplies, for like 1, 2, 3 months ahead. So like getting a few cans and rice or whatever food that can last a little bit longer. And that doesn't mean that we are fearful. That just means that if a cutout happens or a blackout, that will affect our food supply. That will bring obviously an economic disturbance as well. So Make sure that you have your food supply, get prepared with a generator, with making sure that you are cleaning your water with clean water. And I also think that it's very important for us to stop relying on the grid and stop thinking about alternative methods in which we can start relying on nature as well. Remember, it's all about this balance between yin and yang, between masculine and feminine. And we have to use practicality. What I was talking about in my previous video, that masculine and feminine energies has to be in balance. And yes, we have to have faith and we have to surrender to whatever is coming without fear, and to trust that divine presence that will be with us, but at the same time to use the practicality and the logic that can help us in this third dimensional reality to navigate. Okay, so this is one thing that I wanted to talk about in today's video, and I think it's super important. And I would like everyone to consider what I said about the supplies and whatever might come. And the other thing is, I wanted to share with you a very nice experience that happened to me this weekend. I am pretty sure that I have already astral projected myself and astral traveled, because we are all doing that during our sleep time, in our sleep. And we are projecting ourselves to different dimensions, and we are constantly moving in between these dimensions. However, this weekend I did have a very amazing experience, an astral traveling. Like, it was a lucid dream, it was a very vivid dream, and I was aware in my dream that I'm actually not in this physical reality, so it's not happening in this physical reality. But I was also aware with the fact that it wasn't a dream, so I knew it was much more than that. It was basically an astral meeting, and it was so detailed. I could feel so much the energy of the person that I met in this astral plane. And I even asked them if they are going to remember this experience when they are awake. And they said yes. And I think it was super fascinating, and it brought me so much clarity about what we are capable of doing. And because I never did it so consciously, what I did on that particular night, it gave me a glimpse of what the future would look like, and also what this telepathic communication will be between each other, between other souls. Maybe souls that already passed away as well, or souls that are on this dimensional plane but in different locations. And yes, we can totally ask for this guidance. And I know that my higher self was asking for this guidance from my spirit guides to give me this experience in order for me to know what is ahead and what I'm capable of. I did a video on the energies of August and the guidance for August. If you haven't watched that video, watch it. And then also another video that I made on the Lionsgate portal. And basically the guidance that we received as a collective was that these energetic upgrades, these light codes that have been sent and are being sent to us, will allow us to harness our psychic abilities and to start developing further those abilities as well. And those abilities are including telepathy, intuitive messages, and being receptive to those messages as well. So there might be certain things that are surfacing that would not make sense. So I would really encourage everyone to ask for guidance from your spirit guides, from your spiritual team, to send you signs and glimpses about what you are capable of doing, and to start believing in yourself that yes, you are psychic as well, and you can harness those abilities without second guessing them. Okay, so this was what I wanted to say. Let's get into this channeled message from the Arcturians that I received 2 nights ago, and then afterwards I will read you the one that I received last night from the Pleiadians as an addition. Talking about telepathy, the Arcturians are the masters of telepathy, so you can even ask the Arcturians about this and for guidance from them. So this channeled message is from the 16th of August 2021, and the Arcturians said, "Revealing the best steps is the greatest adventure that is waiting for you all to have this amazing experience of life itself. You all know what actions need to be taken. Trust and surrender to the inner wisdom within that is showing you how magnificent is your incarnation and how powerful are those lessons that your souls have signed up for. We are revealing on time the next steps, and you must trust the wisdom within that will connect you to the higher consciousness which is all within. Know that you are well, and the guidance is available on all timelines to give you insights about what you need to do, how you need to connect, and what are the steps to be followed to serve the unity consciousness evolution. See yourself as one with the Creator. See your life unfolding in front of you and in front of the creation which you have arranged for yourselves, experiencing the brilliance of your essence. And as we have been stating already, your intuitions will allow you to connect telepathically to all that is, whenever your souls need connection and the experience of oneness. Substitution is resolving itself in the upcoming days, and you will feel a great deal of surfacing of old emotions that have been buried a long time in the past. And we would like to ask you to focus on these surfacing things and resolve them all together with compassion and elevation by forgiveness. The state of the world depends on you, and it starts on that level of consciousness that which you are holding inside of yourselves, and that which is bringing peace into your beings, therefore bringing peace to the world and healing on many levels and many lifetimes. You are holding the knowledge and inbuilt power to use your telepathic abilities when wanting to connect to the collective consciousness and all beings that you wish to connect to. And those connections are here for you to guide you into giving love for yourselves and each other, and eliminate fear from your systems and all that is not serving any longer your awakening and existence on earth. And then here I was asking them to get into what is happening, what we can expect, and what is happening with Gaia as well. The healing of Gaia is the healing of you all, and the healing of you is requested for the evolution of planet Earth and her awakening into the next dimensional consciousness. You will all feel the shift within you and within what is happening with Gaia as well. And the releasing of these powerful energies will be felt by you, and that will take you to the next level of your awakening. Please do understand that the process will require change in your evolution and challenges that you will all face together on this timeline. After such turmoil that humanity has been through, this will be a release and the great satisfaction of your inner selves. However, it will require your patience and non-judgment. Please do release your resentment towards the current state of your planet and towards your lives as well. It all happens according to a great divine plan, a plan that you are part of, and all of you are here to experience this shift from the inside out primarily, that which will be followed by an experience that will happen from the outside in as well. Your core is what will show you the way, and your core is that which carries all the great achievements that you can connect to and bring forward into your experiences in this lifetime. Ask for guidance in your dream and awakened state, and we will gladly send you signs which will not be mistaken and misinterpreted if you open your heart to the experiences and let the divine show you the way. Be present and be aware. You are all capable of doing that when you start trusting that higher consciousness which is within you. And all we can accept from you is all you can give and receive without judgment and hesitation. Be only love and be aware of your greatness. And this way there's no harm that can be caused to you. Only awareness of your brilliance, no matter which part of your journey you are completing. We are the Arcturians, and we will leave you now in love and compassion, understanding and purpose. Honor yourselves, great lovely beings. Love and light to you all, that may illuminate your way. So this was the guidance from the Arcturians. And the one that I received last night as an addition is from the Pleiadians, and I'm going to read that as well now. So this channeled message is from the Pleiadians from the 17th of August 2021. What is that you need, and what is that will make you feel free? What is that is occupying that important space in your mind that needs to be released in order to create space and unity within your own selves? Ask yourselves, and you will find the way, and you will know that the way ahead is not found outside of you, but within your heart, and your importance of taking what needs to surface and released and to be healed and integrated. Yes, dear souls, it will all make sense, and what you think about yourselves that you need is the least that you are. It is hard for you to accept, but you are what others are reflecting back to you. They are all important, and they are all one with you. Attachments are not what are serving you. Unity is what is serving you, and love, that is the answer to everything. Hold the space for love, hold the space for oneness, and stay strong. You can conquer it all in love and in believing that your power will get you out of that which you thought you were stuck into. Say what you think, do what you think, and walk proudly in your divine truth and in great conviction. That was the guidance from the Pleiadians from last night. And in regards to the guidance that I received from the Arcturians, at some point they say that substitution is resolving itself in the upcoming days, and you will feel a great deal of surfacing of old emotions that have been buried long time in the past. So I have been thinking about what this substitution means. It is referring to our societal structure now, that things are being restructured, politics, economy, or it is talking about us as individuals, or Gaia herself, that there's a substitution that is resolving within her as well, because at some point they were mentioning that she's shifting the energies, and what is happening within her, we will feel it happening within ourselves as well. And I think there's a substitution that is resolving itself in the upcoming days, is happening on all levels. They are also talking about the importance of us connecting to our spirit team, to ask for guidance in our dream, in our awakened state as well, they were saying, and they will be gladly sending us signs which will be not mistaken and misinterpreted if you open your hearts to the experience. So the same as I was talking about, not second guessing our capabilities and not wondering if we receive the messages correctly or not, just to believe. And they were also saying that be present and be aware. So we are definitely capable of harnessing these abilities. And the Pleiadians were talking about being honest with ourselves and asking what is that would make us to feel free, and what is that is occupying our minds that we can release. So this releasing of old energies and to be in this detached space, it is very important and will serve us with going forward. Whatever is happening to society, if we are too attached to the old world, that will give us a lot of challenge. So by releasing these old emotions is releasing our attachment as well to things that are not important, and to people as well that are lowering our vibration too. So I was talking about this place of neutrality and place of being detached in my video called Important Guidance for August, where one of the oracle cards was saying that we can experience this shift, and we have to experience this shift from a place of neutrality without being emotionally and mentally involved in it too much. So from a place of observing but not reacting, because that will give us a lot of clarity about us and about our purpose. And one more thing, yesterday, before I received this extra guidance from the Pleiadians, I was telepathically connecting to the Arcturians, and I was asking them if there's something else they would like to add to the guidance. And they said, tell everyone to raise their frequency. And there's a lot that we are going through right now. I talked about that already. A lot of challenges emotionally and mentally as well, including myself. But what I noticed on myself is that no matter how low on vibrations I am certain days, I'm always capable of bringing myself up to a high level of frequency. No matter how low I am on energy, I'm always capable of pulling myself out from any challenge. And the more energetic upgrades we are receiving, the more we will be capable of doing that. And that is super important, because this way we can strengthen that love grid that is around the planet. So we can come out of any challenge really together in unity and in this collaboration, this brotherhood that is the unity consciousness is all about. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the guidance that I wanted to share with you, and my thoughts about what might happen. And I will be back, as I said, hopefully as soon as possible with a new video about the full moon. If this has resonated, feel free to share it with people, feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and really have an amazing day wherever you are. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Kisses to you all.